Alright guys, so this might sound a little bit different because I'm recording this from my new house and I don't have the workspace that I used to have, and I don't want to wake anyone up by talking loudly upstairs where my computer's located. So I'm recording this in the dining room on my phone, but at any rate, let's get the game started and talk about Sparkster a little bit. So I really like the music in this area. Overall, it's pretty cool. And this is actually one of my favorite stages in the game so far. This is a rather weird enemy though. I don't know what it's supposed to be. These things look like snakes. I don't know. At least the sailors make sense because this is a giant submarine. And I did think this was a rather cool addition to the game. You have to duck those beams. Well, you don't even have to duck them, but you just need to stand out of their way. You actually encounter something similar to this later on, which is something nice in a game where there aren't really very many precedents for anything. There's kind of a lot of random stuff thrown in, which in some ways is cool. It keeps the game fresh and interesting, but it makes it hard to... It makes the game feel like uncohesive, I guess you could say. It's maybe a bit hard to explain, but yeah. So there's a lot of sleeping wolves and stuff over here, and it's kind of funny that no matter what these wolves are wearing, they're always pretty much the same deal. But it is nice that they put some different sprites together for them, instead of having the same old thing the whole time. It's easy to take hits here. I know it looks pretty simple, but if you just try to run a rocket through, the wolves will probably overwhelm you. This is an interesting little area. I did mess up a little bit here and there. One thing I wish they did with this game is actually make it more fluid. You really have to just stop so often and look at what's going on in front of you, which might be good in something else, like, you know, Castlevania or something like that. That's a very good stop and look sort of platformer, but it doesn't really work for stuff like Sparkster and Sonic. It just makes the actual gameplay feels stilted. Now this is pretty cool here. This is an area where you should just rocket through. You have to do it very carefully though, but if you don't, the water will get you and kill you. I actually messed up a little bit here and there, but it didn't really hurt anything. Now up here, if I can get up there, up here is a rather interesting little thing. I don't know if you could see them earlier on, but there's actually these fish underneath the sub. And you don't really encounter them except for that thing. And, you know, you hit it and you get stuff. So that is nice of them. One of the nice little secrets you can find for exploring. I like this area because you can at least use your charge ability freely here. I imagine it's hard to use something like this, or make a game with this kind of mechanic work. Although, someday we'll visit Rocket Knight and Sega Genesis. It's a game in this series, actually, made by a different... It was made by Konami, I think, but a different development team. Of course, this boss is kind of lame, really. It looks like something generic out of a shoot-'em-up. But from what I've seen in the other Rocket Knight games, they're a little bit more fluid in their gameplay. And I know I'm kind of criticizing this game a lot, but it's not a bad game. It's just that it suffers from the Sonic effect, where you can go real fast and do a lot of stuff, but you have to stop. This boss is one of the lame bosses that we see in this game from now on. Actually, it's a lot of random movements and stuff like that. Unfortunately, the next boss is like that, I think. Of course, you see the general's hat flutter to the ground. And that's it for the stage. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back with more Sparkster. And until next time, good luck and happy gaming.